What's good, world? Welcome. I just want to share something with y'all for a minute. This video is divine inspiration by Source himself or herself through me. Okay. What I'm about to share is to question the people or to spark the light, the people who don't believe in the divine source or divine energy and don't see the purpose in their life, right? Okay. I always use technology because it is the best analogy for you to correlate two separate things that are of opposite but are also real with you in your reality. So, for instance, you have a cell phone, and with this cell phone, in order to reach anybody, you need to have that person's contact or phone number. The cell phone itself is physical on your end. The other person on the other side has a phone physical. Now, in order for you guys to communicate, you both need a cell phone to communicate. Beyond that, you need a network system. These will be your angels or your towers, right? Your phone, inside your phone is all the elements and all the stuff that are running to make that phone possible, like the screen, the speaker, and the part where you talk to get in there, and then the battery. These are all pieces of those engineering or the archangels or demigods or the tools that get you to connect from one angle to the tower to the person. Now imagine you still want to talk to a person, you don't have that person's number. You can't reach that person. So the reason why most of the time we are missing in our life path is they don't teach astrology, which is your life path, the month you're born, the day you're born, the minute, the hour. Because those life paths is supposed to put you on the channel for you to be here to do what you were supposed to do. Now they don't teach you this when you celebrate your birthday and don't know why you're celebrating your birthday. So not understanding that connection separates you from the source and why you came here and what your mission is here. So now you want to reach back to the spiritual realm because as above, so below. In this physical body, you are physical. In your spiritual world, you're not spiritual. You don't have bodies. The spirit is free, just like the cell phone message or connection roams free. But the message is rolling through the air when you speak, and it gets to the other person, and it becomes an audio which is receptible to the ear, right? But in its initial communication, you can't see the vocal when it's going through the phone and when it's traveling to get to the other person. But it goes through a physical device such as your cell phone, right? For you to hear it audibly in your ear. So now in the spiritual world, you have you coming in a non-physical body, inheriting the body from your mother and your father. And then once you get that body, you become a receptive tool. Now on the spiritual side, the mission, the contract that you had signed or the purpose as to why you came here, it could be a karmic reason. It could be to, fix your own self. It's just for an experience, to teach. There's so many levels of reasons why people come. But you, the person that is in this physical body, it's a reincarnation of thousands and thousands and thousands of years of physicality. Because remember, your spirit never dies, energy never dies. It's always constantly moving in different frequencies based on its receptions or wherever it interlocks with or is locked in. So now the spirit is locked inside this case called the body, the physical body. And you want to communicate with the other side. But if you're not doing the principle it takes, like say for instance, you're trying to dial a number to a specific person. If you don't have that specific number in your phone, no matter how much you try to communicate, that message will not reach the other person. So similar to that, in order to communicate with the other side or to be able to find your divinity and practice it, or to be able to find your life path, you would have to understand how the body operates in its physical form and how the spirituality also operates in the spiritual form. And then you would have to make the changes necessarily so that you can balance them out so that they can be able to be attractable. So you have negative and positive, male and female, to be able to connect. You understand what I'm saying? And you have to do all those things on your own because the ancient information that you were supposed to have has been confiscated by who knows who for books, educations, whatever it is for mind control of humanity. That's another story. So now you have all of that confiscated, so you're not educated about that. but you have television that can come in and change your state of mind, your thinking, or you can go on YouTube and get information on there or any social media platform, and it can convince you of your illusion of purposeness. Same way you have to de-isolate or de-illusion yourself from all those state of mind and try and find your connection as your own, so you become your own engineer. If you don't have the family members or the people or the teachers or the right group of community around you, you have to isolate. You have to remove yourself because you are specifically sent here for a specific reason and a specific journey. You have a specific reason as to why you're here. And if you don't accomplish that task, you are going to constantly reincarnate or constantly keep searching, constantly keep coming back, constantly keep, because everything that you're hearing from me now is going into your memory box, right? So imagine the people who were there in the early 90s and 80s when cell phones were being created. They've seen the evolution of that. Those who were there before the early 60s and 70s, before the 50s, who never had access to this particular type of cell phones or televisions or new technology that we have, they knew or they never experienced that evolution. But that doesn't mean that evolution never existed or was not going to exist. So there's so many higher levels to these things or this technology or our spirituality that we have to evolve through. And if we don't evolve, we'll become behind or we'll fall behind. And when that happens, you will never get to see the light of the future. And constantly you're going to be in the primitive part of spirituality, and somebody else will have to control or design or keep telling you what you need to do for yourself, and you become a constant slave throughout your whole existence. So at one point in time, you need to wake up, find out who you are, gather the information, put it into your memory box, because when the right time comes, you'd be able to manifest them. Just like the first telephone was made, when the right time came, the same telephone became cell phones and other type of communication. So if you don't value the original, you will never be able to get the future of the original. So you are that physical being that is experiencing a spiritual journey in a physical body. And that's why source is important for you to find. That's why the angels, the history about who you are, your spiritual aspect, praying over food that you eat, or meditating, or taking time out away from the chaosness of the world, and having the isolation within your time is important. Everywhere you turn, people are giving you this and that and that and that, but not telling you to go to the source. So if you don't believe in source, the source power, source energy, that's what it is. It runs through everything. From food, because it's a piece of that breath of life or that energy of source creation. So you have that piece coming in from above into physical beings and experiencing, and you are here for a specific reason. If you don't find that specific reason, you will be a slave. It don't matter what kind of slave you are, you'll be a slave to some sort of something on this planet, because what you're supposed to learn, nobody will give it to you, because they have discovered ways to be able to use humanity in the form of energy. So your energy, that's why when you remove yourself from certain people, they can fall or they can rise, or you can go work with certain people and they can elevate or they can fall, because it's your energy that is being used or captured to be able to build that which can manifest. So don't give your energy to things that are not relevant, and remember why you're here and believe in source power. And if you don't understand what it is, I've tried to explain to you that you need to find that spiritual side of you through you isolating and meditating, prayers and all types of fasts. You don't need nobody else to give you no answers. The answer is within you. You're an ancient human being or spirit walking in the body. Whenever you're ready to tap in, it's your birthright to find it and to be able to liberate yourself. It's not going to be an easy road, but it is doable because you have all the right tools in today's day and time. We're about to step into a new era, which is next year, 2023. You're about to see the manifestation of some of the greatest alienic state of mind and physical being that people can possess on this planet. We're about this. That's why COVID-19 was a huge situation, because it was one of those things where a referendum was called on the human spirit and body and soul. And those who fell for different okadok, whatever it is, are going to experience a different type of karma. Those who fought through it and stood their ground are going to receive a different kind of karma, because energy works like what you put in is what you get. You cannot, I think Jay-Z said it best, what you eat don't make me shit, right? So if I give you something and it's good and it's going to help you, that's your shit. If it's bad for you, that's your shit. So this is the law that a lot of people apply to get away with crime. But in this new era that we're about to enter, everything that you do wrong, you will be responsible. Even if you lie to somebody about something, and you cheat somebody out of something, or you trick somebody's energy, you will be responsible for that karma and the results that come out of it. You understand what I'm saying? It's going to be that level. Starting 2023, you're going to see a lot of karma. Even right now, it's starting already. A lot of broken things are happening because of that. But anyways, I don't want the video to be too long. I'm going to leave it as that. And this is divine source energy information from Source Direct. Find your energies, ground yourself, remove yourself from low vibrational people thinking low. Those who cannot separate themselves from addiction, pray for them, but you need to find your way to find a different type of motivation for yourself. Don't get consumed in low frequency addictions and stuff, because your life purpose is far greater than you think it is. You can't waste it on some drugs and alcohol or sex or low frequency lies and trickery of emotional, vibrational state of mind. You need to elevate it. Nikola Tesla or some of the best engineers in the world are thinking about high grade things to help humanity. If you're caught up in boyfriend, girlfriend, steal this and cheat that and play that game and trick that person, that's low frequency. It's not needed right here. You right now, your calling is to be the elevator of humanity, so you can redeem yourself and others in many different high levels. Not caught up in this little car and a house and food and no, you're gonna leave all that here. The afterlife, far challenging, far greater, far more rewarding, far more honest and real. And whatever you do here affects your afterlife and the people who came through many generations, because you're representing them. So if you don't do it right here, right, and you're a representation of all the people that have come before you, you are the final representation of them, and this is what you do in life. Wasting your time on some money bag and drugs and party or, ego-driven state of mind. You've let a whole generation down. You're the representation of that. So if I'm the representation of my family in this cosmic world, just imagine the majesty, the power that I possess spiritually, that you can't physically see. And those who are just out there just going outrageous and using their ego and blah, 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 blah. Just imagine where they stand when it comes to that. You understand? Low frequency, they're bringing the whole generation down. And there's the consequences for them to pay and their family also to pay in the cosmic level. So if I am the representation of that, just imagine how many higher levels that there is within my bloodline of people who are real and serious and wants to do the real things. That's the power we're bringing down. So if you're low frequency and you're caught up in small little whatever it is, that's the frequency of your whole bloodline. And you here have the opportunity to change all of that around for generations on in. Because a new bloodline can be built upon you and your energy based on how you perceive yourself and the connection you have with Source and understanding why you're here to do the job of like high divinity, not some low, you know what I'm saying? You can be your own engineer, your own driver, whatever you want to do. You have all the power. So you're going to see people like me manifest some of the greatest things in our life, in your presence. And you have the same power to do the exact same thing. Anyways, with that being said, it's always love, one world, one land. It's your birthright to know. Nobody can hold that against you or hold that away from you. So Source said, you got to get it. So I brought you food for thought. Understand? One time. Star Wars got out one time. Many didn't make it here, so you've come this far. Congratulations.